Hello, guys, and welcome to the very end of this season's Russian Football News Predictions League. The Russian Premier League, of course, has finished on Wednesday. 7 games, all at the same time. Zenit already had won. Now, what happened briefly? Well, the same top four finished in the same order this season again, which means Lokomotiv finished second and they go into the group stage of the Champions League. Krasnodar, we already knew that. Krasnodar confirmed third place, so they go into the Champions League qualifiers. CSK Moscow go into the Europa League. In terms of relegation, it has now been confirmed, and I know that sounds mad because mathematically we knew who had finished in 15th and 16th, but whether they actually get relegated or not in Russian football depends entirely on the licence that the teams who are supposed to be promoted, whether they are accepted or achieved. So now we have Orenburg finished bottom, Krylia Sovietov finished second bottom, and they will be relegated. Coming up will be Rota Volgograd, who have a World Cup stadium, of course, and FC Khimki. Now, I mentioned them because they are in the Russian Cup final tomorrow against Zenit St. Petersburg, and that is the last prediction of the season. The reason we're including the Cup in this is really quite simple and logical, actually. We've had 3 games that have been cancelled because of various coronavirus positive tests, and to make a round number of 240 predictions, we simply replace those 3 cancelled games with the last 3 games of the Russian Cup, the 2 semi-finals and the final. So you've got one last chance this season. On a side note, I do want to mention this now. Throwing forward to next season has been confirmed to start on the 8th and 9th of August, that weekend. In other words, in 2 weeks' time. So you've got a week break, breathe, relax, but don't forget, and actually in a way, for the Predictions League alone, not for the health of the players and their fitness and the recruitment over the gap between seasons, but for our purposes, it's good because it's fresh in your mind. We've got a week break, but we're straight back into it. So around the 5th, 6th of August, we will be putting out the first preview video for next season's Predictions League. Keep your eyes peeled, tag your friends, remind your friends who might be interested or have played before, or who you think may be interested who don't know about it. In terms of getting involved, it's a really interesting time, I genuinely think, to pay attention to the Russian Premier League, because the social media team and the international broadcast team have made huge strides, and games are easily available legally on YouTube. So we can always help you find a way to watch the games. We'll do the preview videos and Predictions League as normal, so it's a bit of fun to help you get involved. So, quick preview then of the Cup final tomorrow. Being a Cup final, it's a knockout game, which means, and it is the final as well, so it's quite important we get this right. And the prediction I'm going to ask you for is really very simple. It's the same as usual. If you think there will be a winner in 90 minutes, you just say the score as you normally would do. If you think it's going to be a draw after 90 minutes and goes to extra time, give me your 90 minutes score prediction and then your score prediction for the end of extra time. So if you think someone will win in extra time, just put, say, 1-1, for example, Zenit 2-1 extra time, whatever it is like that. If you think it's going to penalties, then say your 90 minutes score prediction, your prediction for the score at the end of extra time, and who will win on penalties. Don't worry about how long it looks on the comment bar. Just put whatever you think. The question is, will it actually go to penalties? I mean, let's be honest, it would be quite a shock if it did. Now, I do owe you all an apology, because for the last preview before the semi-final, I said this is the easiest prediction you'll ever have to make. Ural Yekaterinburg are focused entirely on the Russian Cup. They've given up on the league a while ago. They're safe from relegation. Khimki are a second-tier side who haven't played a competitive game in 4 months, but on the day, they coasted to victory, and it was no fluke whatsoever, I assure you. They went 3-0 up, really honestly, were barely out of second or third gear. They were very well organised, very well drilled. They had played a few friendlies and won all of them without conceding, but you can't really look into that at all, can you? Now, I'll give you a brief insight into how they set up, because I don't know if it will affect anybody's prediction. I expect everybody to simply predict Zenit will win in 90 minutes, because they should do. But Khimki set up in a kind of a 5-1-3-1 formation. I'm not trying to be fancy by that, but I'm trying to give you an insight into how they play. Five at the back, yes. They didn't just simply pack two banks defensive lines for a defence and midfield line. They had five at the back, then one defensive midfielder, one striker up front, of course, but it was the three between the defensive midfielder and the striker that was really interesting. In out of possession, those three pressed aggressively, and they were quick, they were young, and energetic. So they were really, really interesting tool. I think a very, very interesting setup. Perhaps Aurelio Casino themselves could learn from it. And then with the ball, they burst forward quickly, they were well organised, and they always had at least two or three passing options, no matter what side of the pitch it was on. So they're a very, very well organised side. Zenit, who, of course, are by far and away the best side in the country at the moment. They've apparently just signed Dejan Lovren. It's not quite been confirmed officially, or if it has, it's only in the last hour or so. But a lot of news outlets are reporting it as a done deal. £11 million, €11 million, sorry, depending on which news source you rely on. I mean, that's just one example. I mean, I doubt Himki would be valued at €11 million in total over the whole squad. Anyway, Zenit, well, they've won the league ages ago. This is the only thing they had left for the last 2 or 3 match days at least. So, of course, they're going to be going for it. They have rotated a lot, so all of their players are fit, basically, and certainly not over-exhausted by the packed schedule. It really should be. I mean, I know I said it last week, but that was Aurelio Casino. This is Zenit St. Petersburg. They are easily streets ahead of Aurelio Casino. So, obviously, I'm going to go for a Zenit win. I kind of like the idea as a neutral of it going to extra time because Himki did genuinely really impress me. They will be in the Premier League next season, don't forget. I just can't see it. My heart says I want Himki to go to extra time penalties, win on penalties and make it dramatic, but I just don't see it happening. So my prediction is simply going to be a Zenit win. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to cover myself in case there's a shot goal. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Zenit. Realistically, it should be 4 or 5-0, but this is a cup final, so you never quite know. Anyhow, guys, so this is the deal. Get your prediction in. Your 90-minute prediction is just as usual. If you think it's going to be Zenit to win or Himki to win in 90 minutes, just put down the score prediction as usual. If you think it's going to extra time, you write your 90-minute prediction and then just put AET and the same score prediction, but what you think for extra time. And if you think it's going to penalties, just add who you think will win on penalties. Okay, best of luck, guys. I'll put a couple of reminders out and we'll put the final confirmed leaderboard after the cup final, of course. But you can see the updated leaderboard before now and see where you stand. And like I say, don't forget, 2 weeks until next season starts. So we've got a week break and then we're straight back into it. And we'll keep you updated on when that's going to happen. Anyhow, guys, good luck. And don't forget, remind everybody and tell a friend. Just tell a friend who might be interested. All right, we'll see you next season, guys.